Chrisette Michele. Now, I know I've talked about Chrisette Michele all throughout my channel, but I just can't get enough. Now, when we talk about Chrisette Michele, we're talking about a phenomenal Grammy Award-winning artist. We're not just talking about some old listen to my mixtape type of person. She might have mixtape songs, but she's achieved something that a lot of artists can't achieve. Now, I want you to think, and I really want you to think deeply, because when you listen to Chrisette Michele, that's what you're going to have to do. Now, don't just say, oh, well, it's a nice song because I like the beat. I really want you to sit down, listen, and think about the lyrics that she's saying. When she says, let freedom ring, what do you think? Do you think about Martin Luther King? Do you think about slavery? Do you think about all the hardships that we went through as slaves back in the day, in our past times, and our mothers and their fathers and all those other people who died on their backs to make not only this nation good, but the people in it good? Not only whites, but blacks, Hispanics, everybody who lives here today. Freedom is more than just a concept. It's a reality that we're continuing to strive for. Now let's get back to Chrisette Michele. Chrisette Michele is a wonderful artist. She's going to be my cornerstone artist when it comes to going back to slavery and listening to the deep minds. Because that song, Let Freedom Ring, it just made such an impact on my mind. So, when I go back, while I'm celebrating February, which is coming up in maybe 4 or 5 days, I want to stop and think about what Martin Luther King did, all these people did. And I'm going to use Chrisette Michele's CD, her music, as meditation for me. Because no, I don't know what the slaves went through. And no, I don't know how they exactly feel. Because you never know what someone's went through. You never know what someone's done, what someone has put forth doing to make something else happen, unless you go through it yourself. They didn't even want to do this. Talking about slavery here. They didn't want to do it. So you got to go to the mindset of not wanting to do it and doing it despite how you feel. So not only thinking about slavery in her music and thinking about the iron will of my forefathers and my past fathers, past fathers, not forefathers. I really want to think deeply. So not only can Chrisette Michele's music go from the past to the present, but it can always talk about the future. Now, when you think about that song, the whole album, Let Freedom Ring, she goes to another realm. She thinks about the things that you don't even think about. Like, what if no one actually sung along with your music? What if, people weren't actually free? What if we actually still are in bondage? Are we? Do you think so? I don't know. But the thing is, her music goes through those realms. Though her music goes into your mind and says what you don't want to say, what you don't want to think, and what you don't want to go through. Because maybe it's too stressful. Maybe you don't know the decisions that you're making. Maybe it's too much of a revolution for us to actually be free. And as we go into February, I really want you guys to think about this. Think about what impact her music is making today. Not only that, when you go about celebrating Black History Month, think about how those people felt and why we celebrate Black History Month. Not just because, it's a part of our history, it's a part of our culture, and we've always done it. No, it's not just that. Try to visit a monument. Try to visit a building. If you can't, at least think about it in spirit. Guys, so try to find an artist, because I'm a musician. And even though sometimes I don't think I'm a musician, when it comes to promoting music, I have to be in the mind of a musician. So, when you try to get in the mind frame of these artists and these people, when you try to celebrate Black history, use one of those artists. Once you get into the mind of those artists, and try to compare it and try to make that emotional connection. Because what you want to do as people, we want to use music to take us to the next realm. Music can change the world, but also music can change you right now. Music is not just a progressive thing that, oh, well, the world's going to get it when the world gets it. No. It's going to be that type of thing where you can just sit into the music and it can change you. You can be into the music. You can sit into it. You can live in it and change you at that exact moment in time. And depending on how open your mind is, you might not want to let it affect you. But that's what Chrisette Michele's music does to you. So, as a Chrisette Michele fan, I advise you guys to listen to the song Let Freedom Ring and actually get the album Let Freedom Ring, because it's going to hit on those things. It's going to make you think about certain things. But the song Let Freedom Ring is really what I want you to listen to. And it's going to be my theme song going through the month of February. Have a happy Black History Month, Black History Day. I hope everybody had a good Martin Luther King weekend. Next week I will be celebrating Martin Luther King. We will, in my hometown, we were going to have the parade, which was rescheduled. So that's really cool to, do the Martin Luther King parade. So I used to march it as a musician. March it as a high school musician, excuse me. So, yeah, but everybody listen to what Chrisette Michele has to say in that song, because that can really get you in a mode and get you to feel what's going on in this so-called peaceful time. And also, it can really, really help you out when you're trying to learn about what happened to the slaves and what they were actually feeling. Because you can learn about what they, what they went through, and you can learn about what happened, and you can see the images, but to feel it, that's something music can do, and it can help you with it. I hope this helps. I'm Devin with Project Sax, and I'm out.